What's up YouTube, we're back with a new breed of a Hela deck that runs some pretty interesting tech choices. This deck specifically performed incredibly well at a recent tournament. Out of 128 participants, this made it to the top 4, and when I tried it, it also felt like the smoothest Hela list that I have played so far. What makes this deck different and a little bit special? The uncommon tech choice I like the most is Sunspot in this list. We are very often floating some mana in the mid game, or it's even better to play some of the small discarders to get rid of some of the expensive stuff. It will have some energy left over, which Sunspot makes perfect use of. Black Cat is also not the most common inclusion in this, especially without Ghost Rider, but it does make a lot of sense in this list, just as a pure tempo play and a mana efficient play. We will fairly often be playing this from hand, and we also don't mind at all if this gets pulled out by Jubilee. A worst case scenario, we do discard her at the end of turn, but can eventually respawn her with Hela. So plenty of use cases in this list. Jubilee has also seen some play in Hela decks before, but the addition of Odin is what makes this really stand out. We can often reactivate Jubilee with Odin, and what that means is that if we don't find Hela in time, we actually have pretty good odds at the end of the game to draw Hela or to summon her straight from our deck, therefore very much increasing the consistency and the odds of us getting that huge revival at the end of the game. Another cool synergy with Odin is that, say you play Hela on top of Lady Sif or Blade, and then Hela respawns Odin onto that location. Odin first reactivates the discard effect again, and then reactivates Hela, which means you get another shot at discarding and respawning even more big stuff at the end of the game. Besides that, the deck is pretty straightforward. For those of you who are not familiar with it yet, we want to get our cheap stuff out of our hand early on and ideally discard all of this big stuff except for Hela, and then play Hela at the very end of the game to revive all of these big hitters from our discard pile. And I've heard a lot of people ask about Invisible Woman in this list. I personally don't like it that much. I think it's way too telegraphed, it's not a good Jubilee pull, it's not a good discard, and it's way too easy to counter with a card like Cosmo. So I think overall it does hurt the deck consistency, and this deck is all about taking calculated risks, taking chances. We often have to risk potentially discarding the Hela, but as long as we don't get too greedy, the odds will be in our favor fairly often. So my verdict on the power level of this deck is it depends on which rank you're at. I do think this deck is very good if you're still climbing up to the 50s, 60s ranks, maybe even up to rank 70. This is where you can still catch a lot more people by surprise. They'll be doing less counterplay, and this deck is also incredibly good at beating bots because it hides all of its power until the very final Hela turn. However, as you get up into the highest ranks, it's harder to extract a lot of cubes from your opponents because they will more often know what is coming and what you are trying to set up, and they will often leave if they don't have some proper counterplay to it. Nonetheless, a deck with a lot of power potential and mind game potential, most of all a very fun one to play. And if you need some inspiration on how you can pilot this, here are a bunch of gameplay examples. Not saying impossible, but definitely odd. Wild hand. Isman armor. Just wanted to play Swordmaster, right? Come on. Definitely not confident enough to snap here. Didn't discard enough yet. Now it's better. The Dracula. This could be the one-drop Swarm deck. I think we have to risk it. I think we're too far behind to not play Lady Sif here. Easy mode! Yeah, it is that deck. So I would assume their final move is Destroyer right side. This is gonna be enough. It really depends on how the power is spread out. I'm pretty sure I'm not retreating here. Our opponent might also have ended up on a bit of a clunky hand. Oh, they have another Cosmo. Good point, actually. Played Cosmo into cloning VATS. Saved by Twitch chat. Thank you, Garthcast. But wait, if they Cosmo, They also have a very hard time playing anything else that's big. So Hela should actually win this in most cases, unless we giga low roll. Let's try. Okay, didn't go for Cosmo. Ooh. Hela gets re-triggered. Sick. Okay, now I get why Odin is in this deck. That was a slick sequence. GG's. Not Swordmaster, please. Nice. Okay, good start. If we find Hela throughout the course of this game, we're just popping. I think Hela decks are weak. No, they're okay, but they're not great climbing material. I would not call them weak, though. They're just too easy to counter, namely by Cosmo. I don't think we're discarding anything anymore this game. Hela just reviving these two is good enough. So 1 out of 6 times we're pulling Sif with this. I wish I had Sunspot here. Ooh, and there's also the chance to go Odin into Sif. Let's see what we get. I think we have to do it though, because now if we pull Sif, it's at least a 50-50. Could also Swordmaster. The Jubilee looks safer overall. It's our last good... Nice. I was just gonna say our last good opportunity to snap. Our opponent could be playing Rock Slide. I think if they snap, they're going to be invested in this game. We can wait and snap back on turn 5. See what they get first. Okay, so they're definitely going to be playing Shang. Rescues at 10. Not Hela. Precision! Pinpoint precision right here. I'm just thinking if Hela on her own is enough. Infinite, Giganto, Black Cat. What do you think, chat? Do we greet the 50-50? For the content. Always punished. Always punished. Okay, because there's still Odin. But how does Odin help me here? Escape. But the thing is, if we do pass here, like, we're not sure if Hela is enough to win the game on the final turn. If we would have had Sunspot, this game would have been easy going. I kind of like Sunspot in this deck. False Hope. Haha. Haha. Get wrecked. Oh, I'm loving this. This makes Shang-Chi too good, I think. But Subterranea decreases the likelihood of them having Shang. Thing is, ideally, if I don't discard Captain Marvel, I also want to play her middle. And then it's a very easy Shang for them. I'm really liking the flow of this Hela deck. The tech choices are really cheeky and add a lot. Giganto is back in his home turf. Okay. So moving She-Hulk out, still keeping Shang open, I suppose. I gotta risk it. They have it, they have it. No! Why did you leech my rock? Cruelty. 6 out of 12 cards in hand. I mean, I beat most hands that are not Shank, so I think I can stay in this. This is pretty close between retreat and staying. I think with Subterranea, making my opponent's draws worse, it's fine to stay in this. E for effort. Okay. Oh. Hot damn. So maybe Giganto will finally escape from his destiny. The left side only. Nice.
Opponent snapped.
So Spider-Man might be scary. Ooh. Oh, okay, that's nasty. Go right, go right, go right. We can send it back with Odin. Discard Giganto! What kind of deck is this? Zabu and Green Goblin. I might just like float Infinite middle if I find Infinite. Cat, Jubilee, Odin. This is definitely float. I can't snap back here because I gotta see whether or not my opponent... Even if they Spider-Man now, it's fine, right? It's Hobgoblin that's scary. I might Hobgoblin middle, but then we have good chances of finding Odin. Get him back. I love it. Can we see you play in some Snap tournaments when I get invited? You can start a petition to invite freshlobster to Snap tournaments. I did get invited to one smaller one, which I couldn't attend this weekend because I was in Oslo for a little trip. I don't want to give them Swordmaster because they can just play it into nowhere. No drawback. What was that? What was that? Thanks for almost 3 years of subscription. Much appreciated. Oh, come. Oh no, it's turn 4 already. It's fine. So playing Marvel here is strictly... not strictly better than Hela. So... discarding Odin would have a huge potential benefit. Death and Giganto are better than playing Captain Marvel. But 20% of the time we just lose. I think I like it. Oh, we might get leeched though, right? That's fine. Hit Odin! Okay, this is where a good player just revives Odin to the left. Come on, Odin left! No! That was literally worst case scenario. Infinite would have won either of these two lanes. That was the only thing that was not allowed to happen. It's Infinite left. And Odin not left. But I cast in both languages, like I'm fluent in both. Done German events for Riot before. The T is silent as in French. So like pedance. Or pedance. That's probably it. Yeah, a lot of my friends went to a French French high school in Berlin. So Cyclops from Camp Lehigh. Oh, it's WWS. He usually plays some type of Sarah control list. I want to play Jubilee somewhere into the open, so I can still Odin on top. So they got Infinite or Gigant. No, they got Death, and Death is useless for them. So I gotta play Marvel left side because she can't move in there. Or float Infinite. But it's very telegraphed. I don't like it. I'm probably dead to Killmonger. What I could try is Marvel into Giganto as well. Sarah? It's Wave. Why would you think Wave is good here? So 50-50 to draw. This is 50-50 for Swordmaster or Hela. Hela only revives Black Cat. Giganto left. I'm at 21 left. My opponent plays Doom. They're at 22. Almost certain they play Doom here. They might play Doom and She-Hulk. Does a retreat or do we 50-50 then? Ah, for the content. I can always go for the excuse of for the content. Okay. So we need Hela, which is 50-50, and then we need Black Cat right side, which is also 50-50. Fuck.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
I actually had the right odds to try this, though. 25% of the time we're winning here. I don't really like the Lady Sif here. Almost all the Jubilee pulls are good though. We're probably up against Darkhawk, so playing, like winning this is huge. Kind of like snapping. Scary thing is they might curve like Darkhawk into Dino or something like that. You see the lore promotion Set and Samira Arcana. I didn't see it. Sounds pretty cool though. Both of those heroes are really nice. I think it's Sif and then next turn Hela and then react like Blade Odin, something like that. Didn't discard anything yet. This is fine though. At this point I think even if our opponent gets the draw, this feels kind of... we're just on 1 power, no! They did give us space on the left side. Again. That was a ninja wave, what the hell? I just now realized. That was a, like, 8-hat wave. They can't possibly have predicted I'm playing Lady Sif this turn, right? They could only play Death this turn. And keep, like, Blade Hela for next turn. But I think I prefer this in case I top deck, like, Giganto or Captain Marvel. Unlucky. Do I beat Elysium? So Shang middle is very good for them. 6 cards in hand. Woo! I was not too confident about this one. Watching since the Runeterra days, cool to see you TCGing it up on Marvel Snap. Yeah, Snap is not a classic TCG though, I should say, but yeah, I'm also glad I made the switch. Kind of redefining the genre a bit, but in a good way, except for the economy. Would you buy Disney Lorcana, and what are your thoughts on tabletop games? Depends on if you like tabletop or not. I personally am not going to, just because I am already very saturated with card games and gaming in my life. I would rather do other stuff in my free time. Kind of snappable, isn't it? But the game looks pretty cool. Like, if they would have banger announcements, like if it was certain that the game would be huge and, I don't know, huge competitive prize pool, this and that, then I would definitely be interested in looking into it.
Wakanda forever.
It's Odin left, isn't it? Like, Hela now probably already wins the game, and I can reactivate Hela with Odin later on as well. Seems even better. They're also set up perfectly for Odin reactivation, because Lady Sif would get reactivated first, and then Hela would. This is actually gorgeous. Took me a while to find that play, but just gotta hope that not both of these cards go left. We're facing kind of a Doomwave deck. Oh, Jesus, this game, man. So the best play is actually playing 2 Sunspots and floating twice, isn't it? At this point, I might as well play Swordmaster. It's the same as floating 3 mana for the 2 Sunspots, but it's less vulnerable to Killmonger. Yeah, against Hobgoblin, this would be weaker. I'm not really expecting my opponent to play Hobgoblin, though. Again, I think we're playing Swordmaster middle, just because it's slightly better against Killmonger. Should win though, right? Getting a total of 12 power middle. Is that enough to win? I feel like their most likely play is Odin left. They go to 17, we go to 20. We beat Arrow. I'm okay with trying this. Not sure if it's just me, but I'm getting HackerBot vibes. Okay, this looks like a bit of a better start so far. Interesting. This is gonna warp the game quite a lot. Sentinel. So probably either a Dino deck or some Sarah deck. But thanks. Thanks for nothing. Might have to be Jubilee middle next turn, which I'm not very happy about. Turn 3? Why not save this? Cerebro 3? It might be Cerebro 3, true. In that case, I play Rhino and can destroy the Nexus. In that case, I cannot get into Plunder Castle on the left. Okay, it's not Cerebro 3. And they deliberately did not storm the next. Let's go. Finally. A bit of luck on our side. This into Odin middle should be good. Alternatively, like Giganto left, but... Ah, okay. Well, this is some Doom Odin deck. So Odin can only pull Sif and Swordmaster. I really like that. I think I do this and then I go Blade Hela. Oh, I can't play Blade anymore in this case. The alternative play, like Giganto into Odin. No, I really like the Hela. I want more power in this lane. Victory. Didn't even snap. What do you mean? But we take those. GG's. Just a smidge. Filthy Thanos deck. Swordmaster left can also make a lot of sense. I think we keep this open for like potential Jubilee into Odin though. All in on the Hela. We could greet this and float Sunspot. I think I like going for the safer line of play. We have good odds of drawing Hela or drawing Jubilee. Jubilee also increases our odds of finding Hela. Okay, honestly, this looks like a win. I can't snap here. They do think we're good. We're fine against Arrow. They don't have a Shank target yet. We just lose to RNG, basically. So District X might have screwed our opponent more than it screwed us.
Victory.
Interesting game, GG's.